Hi, my name is Gail Jan, and I'm here to show you some different things that we can do to really connect deeper into our core strength. I'm talking about the deep internal core line, and not just the superficial core, but really understanding the connection of our body to our core, and how when we have a strong physical core, just even the practice of doing that can build strength in our core emotions, our core spirituality, and our core, like even our ways of thinking. So I'm happy that you're able to join me, and let's begin. We'll begin with some warm-ups with a sun salutation. So come to standing at the front of your mat. Place your feet under your hip bones and inhale and stretch your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, lead with your heart to bow forward. Inhale, lift through your back body and lengthen the spine out. Plant your hands and step back to plank pose. Keeping your belly lifted, your ribs lifted, your gaze forward, heels stretching back. On an exhalation, bend your elbows, lower down through chaturanga and all the way to the floor. Releasing your toes, inhale, curl up, cobra. Stretch your heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in down dog, plugging your base of your index fingers into the floor, pressing those index knuckles down and forward, stretching your hips back, lifting up through the arms, all the way through the torso. Bend your knees and lightly hop forward to your hands. Inhale up, halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise to the top. Stretching the arms, exhale, hands to your heart. So another variation, a little more advanced if you want to play with it. Inhale up, exhale, bow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow. Tuck your knees, plant your hands, shoot back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. All the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes, down dog. Take a couple of breaths here, stretching out those hamstrings, keeping the arms strong and hugging in so the weight is evenly distributed between your hands and your feet. Bend your knees and lightly hop forward. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bow. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. A little more advanced version. We're going to hop back to chaturanga. So you tuck in nice and tight. Keep the shoulders lifting. Core engaging. Hop back. Lower down. Inhale, curl up to cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Look towards your hands. Bend your knees. Hop or step forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, bow. This time bend your knees, coming into a squat. Hug your knees to your chest, slightly lower your hips down slowly, and bring your arms and legs up for Navasana, boat pose. Pull your shoulders back, lift up through the chest, low back draws in and up. Inhale, straighten your arms and legs. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. We'll do this 8 more times for a total of 10. So you inhale, lift up, exhale, lower. The whole time we do this, hugging into the midline, you should feel no pain in your low back. If you do, you can bring one leg to the floor and just do the work with one side, and then you can switch. Okay, so we'll do 3 more of these. So arms are straight and parallel, bending into Navasana, stretching up. One more time. Inhale up. And then slowly lower down all the way to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock around a little bit from side to side. Place your feet on the floor for bridge pose. So plug all 4 corners of the feet into the floor. Press the back of your shoulders down, and using the downward pressure from your feet and your shoulders, let your hips float up. So there's a lightness. Keep hugging your knees in towards each other. And from the very top of your spine, begin to slowly lower down. One vertebra at a time. So the belly draws down, the tailbone stretches toward your heels. And it's the last thing to lower down. Grab behind your hamstrings, tuck your chin, and begin to rock back and forth on your spine. So keep your chin nice and tucked. And rock all the way up to seated. Cross your ankles, and grabbing your ankles, hug everything as tight as you can. So your knees are coming together, they're hugging into your chest. Your heels are hugging in towards your hips. And then you want to hold that with your core muscles, stretching your arms out. So as you start to get tired and your knees come away from your chest, you've got to hug in again. Squeeze to the midline, lift up through your heart, and switch across your legs. So keep hugging in nice and tight, squeezing those legs in. Then release the legs out to Navasana. Bring your palms together, fingers, index fingers forward. You can inhalation here and exhale, stretch to your right hip. Inhale, arms straight, legs straight. Shift over to your left hip, arms to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lift. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug in. So if things are starting to shake a little bit, well, they're on me, so I think that's a little bit normal. So inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug in and twist. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug in and twist. Inhale, straighten. One last time each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hug in. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll down onto your spine. Rock around on your sit bones and your hips. Then plant your feet. Press the shoulders and the feet into the floor. Inhale, let your hips rise up. Stretching out those front of the belly. Pressing in deeply, keeping the knees hugging in. Then interlace your fingers behind your back, or wiggle your shoulders in toward each other. Press the whole underside of your arms down. And maybe lift your right leg up. Lower your right leg to the floor. This is optional. Press into the right foot. Lift the left leg up. And exhale, release to the floor. Release your hands. Slowly lower down. Hey, Gussie boy. And lower your hips to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock around from side to side. And then we're going to rock forward and up into a little vinyasa from our backs. So hug your shin bone, your hamstrings. Hug your knees in. Rock forward, plant your hands. Shoot it back to plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, curl up, cobra. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes. And downward facing dog. Look towards your hands, bend your knees, hopper step forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Here we go. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, keep the belly lifting as you lower. Inhale, fill up in the back body to lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow. Bend your elbows and shoot it back. Chaturanga. Lower to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here for a little rest. Stretching out your spine, keeping the shoulders plugged onto the back, so not overstretching the shoulders, but keeping the shoulders connected. Squeezing right underneath your armpits, finding those muscles there, the lats, to hug in. Then inhale, stretch your right leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, push it up into your chest, and tap the outer tricep. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, hug your knee in, twist, touch right knee to left arm. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, hug in nice and high. See if you can touch your nose, and then keeping your foot high. Swing your foot forward to your lunge. Keep the back thigh bone lifting. Pull your ribs away from the chest. Sink the front thigh bone down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Bring the back of the hands together. Shoulders down the back, and on your exhalation, stretch both arms over to the right. Keep hugging those legs in. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, release your hands. Lower hands to the floor, step back, down dog. Again, 2 breaths here. Inhaling, stretch your left leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, bring it to your left elbow. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, hug your knee in, twist left knee to right. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, hug in. You gotta really squeeze in. Make a big effort, like squeezing your legs into your chest that we did before. And keeping your foot high. Just release your foot to the floor, coming into your lunge. With your knee over your ankle, lift the back thigh up, descend the front thigh down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the back of the hands together and stretch to the left. Keep your arms reaching back, arms as straight as you can, lifting up through those front ribs. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Step back, down dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Bend your knee, open up, stack your hips, stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Look at your left kneecap, it should be facing forward. So you get a big stretch across the front of the ribs. Then begin to slowly come into wild thing. So the back foot rotates. You touch your top leg to the floor, open up through the chest. Then bring your top hand back down. Keep the back leg lifted, hug it in, rotate your back foot. Stretch your leg forward. Inhale, hug it back in. Step back, down dog. So you should be feeling a little heat built up by now. Inhale, stretch your left leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, open the hips, stack the hips. Keep that right knee pointing forward. It's going to want to turn in, so you've really got to engage your glute muscles to keep it nice and aligned straight forward. Then you're going to rotate on the bottom foot, lift the hips up, open the chest up. Coming into wild thing. Keep the hips lifting as you lower your hand down, hug your knee into your chest, rotate the back foot down, straighten your leg forward. Hug your knee back into your chest, lower your hand down, step back, downward facing dog. Lift your belly, bend your knees, hop or step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale up halfway, exhale bow. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift up and lengthen through the spine, keeping the legs strong and engaged, belly lifting. Exhale, soften to fold. Plant your hands, hug your knees into your chest, elbows back, hop back, chaturanga, lower to the floor. Inhale, curl up cobra. So the back is active, top of feet pressing down, chest drawing forward, shoulders drawing back, throat moving back. Lower down, tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, bring it all the way through. For your lunge, rotate your back heel down. Keep the back inner thigh lifted, back thigh bone moving back towards the back hamstring. Descend the front thigh bone down. So your knee is right in line with your ankle. And then from your core, inhale, windmill the arms up, warrior two. Stretch the inner thigh forward, keeping the back foot nice and rooted. Inhale, reach your top arm up and back behind you. Exhale, come back, warrior two. Reach your back hand forward to your heart. Inhale, reach up and back. Front knee stretches forward. Exhale, come forward, hop your back foot forward a little bit, keeping the belly lifted with the back leg up off the floor, coming into a variation of warrior three. So it's important to keep the ribs lifting, the back leg super strong. Bend your standing leg, lightly touch back, open up warrior two. Inhale, reach the arms up and back, reversing your warrior. Exhale, straighten your front leg, pushing down into the big toe mound of the front foot. Open the arms up, Trikonasana. Keep both thigh bones pressing back towards your hamstrings so the legs stay engaged. Then inhale, back up, warrior two. Reach back, reverse your warrior. Inhale, come all the way forward. You can rest your forearm on your thigh. As long as you descend that front thigh bone towards your hamstring, keep the back thigh bone reaching toward the back hamstring. Shoulder plugged into your back. Then maybe reach your bottom hand to the floor for Parsvakonasana. Lay your top hand down, plant your hands, step back, down dog. It's always nice to take a little rest in down dog. Just kind of feel things out, move the hips, engage the arms, open up the shoulders, and just take a break with your breath. Inhale, stretch your left leg up. Exhale, bring it all the way through for your lunge. Rotate your back heel down. Firm your legs. Inhale, windmill the arms up. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, back. Warrior two. Bring the back hand forward to your heart. Inhale, reach the top arm up and back. Exhale, come forward. Shift your weight forward onto the front foot. Hop the back foot forward. And lift your back leg up to a variation of warrior three. Try and square your hips as much as you can. Keep the inner thighs strong and firm. Bend your standing leg. Stretch back. Open arms, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Come back forward, straighten the front leg. Reach the top hand to the floor, Trikonasana. Try and bring your top arm directly in line with your bottom arm. Then inhale, reach back up, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bring your left forearm to your left thigh, reach your right arm forward. Shoulder is not off the back, it's plugged onto the back. So again, you're engaging those latissimus dorsi around your shoulder blades. And then if your front thigh is low enough, that back leg is strong enough, maybe you reach the front hand to the floor. Lower your top hand down. Step back, downward facing dog. Look toward your hands, bend your knees, hop or step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale up halfway, exhale bow. Bend your knees, fingertips to the floor, or reach your arms up for Utkatasana. And just do a little cat-cow action here with the tailbone to find the place where you feel the most supported in Utkatasana. So if if the tailbones are stretching out too much, your belly will collapse. And if you're rounding too far forward, you don't have any support. So you want that place right in between. Take a big inhalation here and exhale, straighten your legs. Stretch your arms back behind you. Inhale, reach back up, Utkatasana. Exhale, tongue out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lion's roar. Inhale, stretch up. One more time, exhale. Inhale, stretch up. Bend the knees, reach the arms up. Squeeze the inner thighs in, lower the hips a little bit longer. Stretch the arms up, lower the hips a little lower. Stretch up, lower. You can use your hands to the floor or just gently lower your hips all the way to the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. So if your back wants to round here, if you can't sit up nice and tall, then take a blanket, put it under your sit bones so that your pelvis is tilting forward. Hold your ankles or your feet. Use that to help pull your chest forward, lifting up nice and tall. And maybe you stay here or maybe you fold forward. If folding forward, just round your back, then stay here nice and tall. Otherwise, begin to stretch your chest forward, reaching forward in between the legs. Opening up. Inhale back up to center. Lift your right knee up, stretch your left leg down. Inhale, stretch your right arm up, reach forward. And if you can get your shoulder forward of your knee or like right around your knee, then you can wrap your arms around to bind. So your chest is still reaching forward, both sit bones are as rooted as they can. The right sit bone might be a little bit lighter, but you don't want it way up in the air. So you want to keep it somewhat rooted. And if you can't, if your shoulder's back here, then just open your arms out to the side and still stretch forward. Using the pressure of your tricep into your shin to be able to open up a little bit more. But inhale, back up to center, grab your foot, bring it to the inner thigh, let your knee rest down. Make any adjustments you need to make to get to sit nice and comfortable here. Again, you might want to stay on your blanket or get on a blanket if you need to. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, reach your right arm to the outside of your left shin. Press the outer hand into the shin, walk your left hand out to the left a little bit, twisting to the left. Then keep the ribs in the same twist that they're in. Just bring the shoulders back. Begin to bow forward over the front leg. You can hold your foot, your calf, your ankle, and again, it's that same pulling the chest forward to bow forward. So you don't want any pain in the back of your knee. You can like put a slight bend in your knee if your hamstrings are tight and you need that. Otherwise, just find this sense of relaxation here. And inhale back up. Stretch your right leg out, coming into Dandasana. So sit bones root down, pelvis is tilting slightly forward, also the tailbone is rooting, finding that balance there. Lifting up through the sternum, opening up the shoulders, reaching up through the crown of the head. Bend your left knee, bring it in, reach your left arm up, stretch forward. Either stretch your arms out to the side or wrap and bind. Bow forward as much as feels right to you, feels comfortable, feels safe. Inhale back up, release your leg, lower your knee to the floor. Press out through the mound of both big toes to activate the inner thigh line. Then inhale, stretch your left arm up, twist it over to the right, walk your right hand to the right. Twist like from above your hips, so the hips stay stable, but you want to lift the ribs and twist. Then keeping that twist in the ribs, just relax your shoulders, bow forward. Keeping the belly scooping up toward the spine so you can get a little bit longer lengthening through the spine. Don't let your right shoulder drop. Keep the right shoulder lifted, belly lifted, spine long. Foot active. Inhale back up. Straighten your front leg out. Come into Dandasana for just about 3 breaths. So breathe nice and long and deep, keeping the ribs back, relaxing on the exhalation. Inhale, lift up tall with the breath. Exhale, soften the skin. One last time, inhale, nice long breath in, inflating the lungs, feeling that inner lightness. And exhale, that releasing and letting go. Come onto your backs. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock around on your hips. Take one knee in each hand and begin to do circles in opposite directions with your knees. Reverse the direction of the circles. Place your feet on the floor. Open your arms out to the side, palms facing up. Lift and shift your hips over to the left. Lift your feet off the floor. Your knees at 90 degrees. On an exhale, lower both knees over to the right. You can turn your head to the left. Close your eyes. Let your body relax here in a nice, soft, sweet little twist. So every inhalation, you fill up with this energy of life. And every exhalation, you see what can you let go of. That takes a lot of strength, a lot of core strength, to be able to let go of things that we're familiar with. Inhale, back up to center. Lower your feet to the floor. Lift and shift your hips over to the right. Lift your feet off the floor. Exhaling, lower your knees to the left.
Try and relax that right shoulder to the floor. If it's up off the floor, you might want to lift your upper back up a little bit and just see if you can relax. Both of those shoulders into the floor. Head is turning toward the right, eyes are closed. Using your breath to go deeper into the twist. Relaxing the belly. Feeling the organs being like refreshed, being squeezed a little bit, being massaged, getting some attention. Inhale, back up to center. Plant your feet, bring your hips right to the center between your shoulders. Bring the feet up for happy baby. So elbows are on the inside of your knees are wide, big tailbones are pressing up. Tailbones reaching toward the floor, shoulders stretching toward the floor. And begin to just rock a little bit from side to side. And hug your knees into your chest one last time, just like we did when we were seated. Giving yourself that hug, hugging into your core, feeling that deep core love. And release everything, stretching out for Savasana. Just let your toes flap out, legs apart, arms wide, palms facing up, neck released, face on the skin on the face, skin on the face relaxed, eyeballs relaxing, and coming into a very deep relaxation. You can stay here for as long as you like. I'd advise you to stay here for at least 3 to 5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this. If you keep practicing this on a regular basis, you'll definitely get stronger in that core area, making everything in your life a little bit easier. Thank you. Namaste.